There we go.
Cuddy.
Alright. So now that you got all the information, you're just no information guess with Sonia. Because why not? That's just the silly guess. Now who is
Uh,
your guess with the information you have?
so all this bottom row's dead. I have to worry about those two, not him. Um, whoever completed the final death game has the ability to go in between the two. Let me look at the truth bullets actually. In between the two rooms without having to activate the elevator. So whoever completes the room can travel either or.
We already know it's not Nagito because that was his first time going through the area.
Yeah. Okay, so he's part of the building thing. Alarm, 7:30. Open the doorknob. Like, here's the thing. They mentioned how the deaths kind of line up with one another, but
You think
I
it's a
don't
red
think it
herring?
was I don't think it was a straight suicide. Could have been self-induced death, but a trap, essentially. Someone could have laid it out for him.
So you
I
think
don't think
so you
I
think the
don't
whole
think it
suicide
was
thing is a red herring?
yeah, I think the suicide thing is definitely it's not wrong, but it's definitely fake. It could have been a trap laid out for him, so quote unquote he killed himself, quote unquote. But it's definitely a trap laid out for him. Because that news definitely did something. Elevator,
Oh,
block.
if someone set up the trap for him to like accidentally kill himself, then there would be someone behind it. It wouldn't be considered a suicide.
Yeah. But since my theory is the noose was around his neck or something, he got startled. He's the only one who would pop off his own head or whatever. And other things happened, I don't know exactly. That's like my guess for that point.
Is that your lock-in of the week?
Well, I'm not saying he suicided, but no.
Okay, so you still haven't come up with an answer yet.
Nope.
But that's your theory of like how the killing happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the question is, who set up the trap?
Like, hmm. Like, it really could have happened at any time. Just setting it up. So this is when the hammers that was from the room. Again, whoever did it had it. Let's look at the accounts. Actually, I feel like the accounts are. It tells me. Like, so at 5, nothing's giving me a really definite answer.
Ready to guess?
Let me look at this again. Like, again, it doesn't matter which side it is. Walking whoever won the game. I hate to do it. I really don't want to say it. I think Kazuichi.
Kazuichi?
I don't want him to be the killer, but I'm saying he might be.
Alright, so that's your guess?
Yep.
Alright.
He's just like the only one who's mechanically inclined to do things. Like, at first it was Sonya because she's just insane. There's just a couple things that don't really seem to... It's just, there's no clues really pointing to anyone else. Set up at any time, so the killer might be like on the strawberry side. Kazuichi's on there. Technically inclined, Kazuichi's on there. I'm kind of hating everyone's guts at the same time. Kazuichi. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now.
Alright. Also, just to let you know ahead of time, the clue to figure out who the killer is within the truth bullets you start with. So, it's not like you're going to get information in the trial that you didn't know, and then it's like, oh, now you know who the killer is. So, like, from those truth bullets that you have right now, you could easily figure out who the killer is.
Yeah.
That way you know whether you got it right or wrong, that you weren't cheating out of, like, something.
That's when everyone died.
Oh god.
All right.
Guys want to get to the trial now.
It appears you cannot escape.
It's nearly showtime.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. It's annoying, but then the sun is going.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's so damn annoying. So damn annoying. The same step.
Same step.
Yeah, it's you.
Well,
You and I are just step ladders. Everyone who holds title will. Unlike you, I know my place.
man.
That's why I'm prepared to come to the sacrifice any time. That sure hope would be fun. I always believed that true talent. That the talent would be the true hope. But it wasn't. There is no hope in killing.
What?
Really? Seriously, the sacrifice anyways to help? Okay, I'm just not gonna.
Isn't that right? Well, hey.
Also, if you want like a half-point second guess, Sonya, I still side with that. But Kazuichi's definitely my main.
Alright.
I get half a point if it's Sonya.
Alright. Like how you blame Sonya like every trial.
She's not every trial, but she's just that. She's in that part.
No good at all. Right? man. Hey. Well, yeah.
Well now.
We're in the Fuckhouse theme.
Yahoo! Hey, come on now.
I'll start like reading it at the end of the trial whenever not speak, or like whenever they need it.
Yeah.
I just like don't feel like speaking right now. I'm like
I'm
exhausted.
really angry.
He's really angry. I would rethink that, Skibbs.
I'll give you a sex change operation.
Hey. Now then.
Boom, 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 boom. I think it's a chef.
Yeah, this is Jeff. Jeff did it. Ooh.
I still love how that one kid died in such a meaningless way. I love it. She died in the most like petty way possible. I love it.
Who?
That one girl, the small girl.
Oh yeah. She just happened to walk in.
Yep. Let's see what that skill is. Yes.
This Monster Hunter is the best Monster Hunter game. I control the kitty. I control the kitty. Oh my god, you can do that? You can seriously
Okay.
do that?
I like Infinity Ultimate Flame. Smooth Flame. I like that one better than Cheat Code. This one rewards you for hitting the right thing, and it's less so many times. Guess, but
I get to be the kitty! He's not just my partner, I actually get to control him. This is like the best Monster Hunter game, no questions asked.
oh, I don't get anything. What?
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation during the cliff. Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Akane,
You seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower from Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
I am stiff.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House. We went to the tower together.
And
Okay,
then,
pause my game.
the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes. One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon. Well, the weapon is obvious, right? What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You can totally tell just by looking.
My God.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
That killer, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right! It was a surprise beating! The weapon is decided!
What the fuck am I agreeing with or disagreeing with?
I guess we should...
It was a surprise beating, or I can side if it was a surprise beating, or disagree that he got the crap beaten out of him.
The weapon was right there!
That killer, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
Damn it, I actually know what it is.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is...
That's right! The weapon is decided!
I guess we should figure...
The weapon was right there!
That killer.
No, the hammer! The killer used and beat the crap out of him! No, that's wrong!
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why
Can't
not?
accept it.
Why can't you accept it?
You're a loser.
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
He didn't come.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangster? Me?
Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys. I thought, Maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
I see! The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon! Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar!
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
Yeah, that pillar was pretty frickin' heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid! He ain't the type to commit suicide!
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all. Alright, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
Cop. I love cop.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella...
She's getting hella what? Hella what? Now we'll never know.
Like, I know what's happening, but I don't know what they want the answer for that hasn't been stated yet. I think it's broken doorknob because the room rotates around and it pulls the pillar down, but I don't think we're at that point yet where I can say that.
We'll just continue, see where the bullets are. Oh wait, you are on the bullets.
Yeah.
What are the bullets?
Pillar fragments, broken doorknob, wire, goodnight button, oil on the floor.
Alright.
It's not oil, it's not goodnight button.
Ooh, go to your bullets.
If the pillar...
Your bullets.
Beating him with it is beyond a dream.
No, like your blues.
What about tipping...
Your blues, please. Go to the broken pillar fragments.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of pieces. Wait.
Yeah, it's they're on the bottom of them, not top.
Okay, so you get where I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
No, that's wrong.
If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely...
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that
was
pillar?
entirely my bad.
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we? There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, same as usual. You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Ultimate weapon?
Knowledge.
Isn't that
I don't know.
thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon. I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst, which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I see.
I don't know why. I'm unlike...
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
I love Miss Sonia.
God, this is so entertaining.
Faux show!
I like this music.
Like, she's not a memorable character, but she's a funny character.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place.
I need to find
I like
I
this
mean, the
new...
walls are different colors.
What's up?
I like
The
shooting
designs on
down
the
these
floor are
things.
also different.
It's a lot better feeling.
We've already settled this problem.
You actually
Give
get
it
achievement
10
for it in
years
the
before
third
you
game.
argue with Miss Sonia.
Let me just throw this one out in the dark. Get it?
In truth, strawberries are actually the exact same place.
Nice! Dude! Nice! I didn't say anything, but I was waiting.
Those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now?
I knew it all
Do you
along.
harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange?
Are you harboring a grudge because my
When we went to
kingdom
Great Tower
destroyed
from
your
Great Hall,
homeland?
Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something. If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? You seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down.
Oh god. Bow down.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
Well, we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma...
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
Bread.
Bread. What?
Cake is fancy bread.
Cake is fancy bread.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
I decree.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic...
Wielding the power of the
body,
futuristic
everything
bear.
at the... He could have moved it all, easy as pie. It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong.
I don't know. Can you give me a hint?
Keep going.
Wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the
Like...
Oh, okay. So you know how like everything is supposedly quote unquote moved?
Yeah.
Her argument is that Monokuma, by the time they got to the other room, could have moved everything. What is the one thing that possibly couldn't have been moved? There's one thing that there's no way it could have been moved.
A pillar?
He could have
No,
moved
that
it
could
all,
be
easy as...
Broken doorknob or... No.
Like, what would be super hard to move and put in the exact same way in the exact same place?
Oh, the chain?
No, you can put a chain in.
Oh.
Damn it! There are many
Kids,
different
think
ways.
about this. Look your...
The body and the pillar could have been moved.
Alright. Move it over.
The pillar could have been rolled.
One of those is right.
And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece.
Do it and
I
pause.
decree it was Monokuma.
No, the big things. One of those is the answer. What?
The oil?
What would be really hard to move?
Oil?
Yes. It's like moving blood. Like if you had to move all the evidence from room to room and put it in the exact same place, wouldn't it be hard to move a liquid
There are many different ways.
and put it the exact same way?
The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru
Like, does that
could
make
have been
sense?
moved piece by piece.
Yeah.
I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
What?
There are many different ways. The body in the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body in the pillar in such a short... That might be hard even for
It's not forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words. Moving the body
It's hard for me to think anyway. The games.
But it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor.
Huh?
I mean, it's already
The position of Nekomaru's body in the pillar changed. The oil surrounding his body moved too.
My focus hasn't changed in a lot of places that I'm doing. No.
Physically moving all of the oil like that.
You are
is
trying to
simply
like
not
focus
possible.
on like slicing.
No matter how you look at it.
While looking
Yeah.
at truth bullets, while the stuff is moving.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Then
there's lots
it's
to concentrate
impossible
on.
to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so far.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened?
Okay.
Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building
Get it?
or
Like Lord of
two
the Rings
different
movie?
buildings, then what are they?
No idea, huh?
Oh, it's in Area 7? Are you kidding me? I was there. I was in Area 7.
I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Give us the answer,
Gibbs.
not a friggin' hint.
What?
Teachers in class.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action. I see!
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Yep. See? This is it. Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right? Then let's begin. Shall I
I
call
still
it
never thought that they were the same thing from the
thinking
beginning because the map didn't have the.
Here.
There.
If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was,
You serious? Oh fuck.
Yeah, you saw the thing in the funhouse like in the beginning.
I laughed so hard I kicked my leg. Is it possible to save mid-thing?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Damn.
There we go. We did it. Stop.
Oh.
Stop. There we go.
Disconnected.
Kept moving it while I was trying to do stuff.
I'm sorry, I forgot that you have my mouse set to be on. Okay.
But yeah, so that like you solved the mystery of the funhouse like immediately. Like they showed you the map and everything, and you're like, it's obvious that it's on top of each other. And I had to keep my mouth shut. I was just like, no.
Like, I definitely knew that they were not, like, horizontal because there was no door.
I was like, no, you're wrong. He's totally right. Shit.
You're roasting me whenever they're trying to test it. It's like, it's not. It's not.
Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which
I was trying to steer you away from
you're
it.
viewing the tower from Strawberry House. You should see Grape House.
I know
behind.
drafting. A little bit of it.
But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the
Yeah,
tower.
you solved that like
No
real
shadow,
quick.
No shape, no grape.
I see. And is that it?
Crap! Crap!
Oh, yeah.
Here!
Amusement park, where is it?
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah.
That was not what I was getting.
Then, this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. Angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
Hello there.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already?
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
No, no. Okay, good. This one. Ow.
This music is bumping. But Danganronpa 3 is better in every single way. Like, I love 2. 2 is amazing, but 3, better in characters, mini games, cases. Actually, I think 2, as far as cases go, are pretty much tied. Music is better in 3. I would say the story's better in 2.
I am not learning.
It's all coming together. Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one
Where did
possibility.
it go? I wonder where it went.
Couldn't be seen from Strawberry
It's like, Hajime?
Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the 2 houses aren't 2 different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's
I
clear
like the improvement I saw in you when playing these games. You're definitely a lot better at these trials.
I see.
Like Skibbs, you're definitely a lot better at these
On
trials.
top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located.
I've watched.
And as we go on like further and further, I like help you less and less.
Because of that. the
But yes,
funhouse
it's
is
because
on the
you watched
first
Death
floor of
Note.
Strawberry House
Big
altogether.
brain.
This means the
Yes.
first floor of Strawberry House is.
Oh, snap. I never expected that the 2 houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The 2 houses were completely different shape.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with 2 different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the 2 houses were 2 separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
Then, it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those 2 houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House. Strawberry Tower was also on top
Okay,
of
so
Grape Tower.
when you get to the picture thing, I'm gonna help you out with that because it's a little bit picky. And even though the answer you think it should be the answer, it's not because it wants you to hit the specific spot, and the specific spot is a stretch. It is dumb, so I don't want you to suffer.
If they're different floors within the same building, why
Because
was
it's
Nekomaru's
kinda
body in
bullshit.
both places?
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Oh, definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
This one's fine. It's a picture thing when you have to like point out a certain spot.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You told me to stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them. I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
No, that's wrong.
IQ.
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Huh? Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said... Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke.
I feel bad for Kazuichi.
You are joking, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall. It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more disappointed.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't
see,
a dummy,
that is
it's meaningless
disappointing.
if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's
Sonia's so
body was
mean.
in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different
I've
floors
known
in
this
the
for
same
so long
building?
since I saw the picture.
Yeah.
My fucking god. No. No. No.
Have
It's
fun.
an elevator. Why?
Have fun. Have fun.
Got it!
On the single hit.
You must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower? And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower?
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
It spins.
Plus, after the incident, the
Oh, wait.
far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
I see!
Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And?
And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer. The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
I see!
So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show? Why was something like that necessary?
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Did you hear that, mon ami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right? The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall, but so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Is it a remote control for Nekomaru?
Hold on.
I swear to God, it is.
Progressing much too
You will
quickly.
see. You will
There's
see.
still
What a
You
pain.
will get the
It's
answer.
fine already.
quickly.
Gundam, please proceed.
Can you pause though? Because I gotta go
You
pee
said
and I want to see
earlier
you go
that
through this thing and suffer. BRB. Belvi, the second best brand of sparkling water. Second to Bubale, best brand of sparkling water.
How does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other? If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the
I love Gundam's
elevator,
voice.
both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality? Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
It's diagonal. I didn't know you could hold this and just look through. Is that Kazuichi's account? The compass? I think it is.
Yeah, the compass.
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Oh.
Damn it!
That is rude.
If the two houses are
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, if the contact elevator is behind, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
You know what to do. You know
If
what
the
to
two
do.
houses are connected
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
Fuck. Fuck.
No, that's wrong. The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you.
Oh, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
I'm still confident Kazuichi's
Meaning,
As the
I don't want
elevator
it.
moved between
I'm
the two
confident in
houses, it also rotated 180
He
degrees.
seems to be the only one who's not progressing.
It was
Whoa, you see that
probably
lag?
following the building's
Oh.
perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like.
By the way,
something
the
from
whole
an
point of this
amusement
funhouse would be completely negated if they just didn't kill in the tower.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's a little flawed.
Well, a funhouse
they have-
is an amusement park
They
attraction,
have
you
to. They
know.
can't escape until someone dies.
Well, I didn't mean... I meant just in the tower itself, not the...
Oh.
If they killed in the room, it would have been a normal case.
Oh,
And
so basically it
since
would
the
have been
building
like,
doesn't
pointless.
really need to be
Yeah,
structurally
if they didn't
practical, it
specifically
makes
kill
for
in the
some
elevator.
splendid fun.
I think the gimmick of it would have been pointless, not the tower itself. Because the whole point of the tower
Explain it at all.
was
You're
to, like,
inhuman.
get
You
them
say
to
I'm
kill.
inhuman, but I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what
Did you
the
hear his,
Octagon
like,
means,
dread?
you can solve this
Oh my.
simple mystery easily.
I wonder what
Seriously?
Octagon
Are they serious?
means. Yep.
Are they serious?
I see.
My God, why? If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
The sass! The sass!
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
Did you hear that sass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where do you think you should point?
I have no
I'm gonna tell you the answer. He said,
Where?
"Where is the place that's befitting of an octagon?" Where do you think you should point?
Where?
No, I want you to guess, but like, don't click on it. Just go over to where you think
Well,
you're
it
gonna
should
guess.
be in the red.
You would think showing the shape of an octagon would be in between the red and the green, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go over. Oops, I forgot you had time. Oops. Sorry. Sorry.
Crap!
Go over to that little triangle place over by the green. Now
Over
click it.
here.
Yep. You gotta go a little bit up.
Crap!
God.
Go
No,
a
I
little
didn't.
bit up!
Crap!
I was mashing.
Yeah, why are you mashing?
Here!
Oh my god, that is so awful.
It's so stupid, right?
You're
It's not
talking
even
about
where
the
it's not
secret
even
room
the same.
surrounded by concrete in the depths
It's
of
the
the final
floor
dead room.
on the red building.
Why
It's
is that
so
place the
stupid.
Octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided
It's
shape.
extremely
That's
stupid.
basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final
It's
dead
the
room.
same floor. It's not on that.
In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the Funhouse, which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the Funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill, making
Isn't that
use of the
extremely
building
stupid?
structure.
Not the explanation, but like the picture thing.
Itself is the weapon.
Yeah.
So they.
That's why I wanted to help
using
you
the
out,
building
because
structure?
it's so
That's why the
dumb.
killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
Did he like hang him off the doorknob and then eventually snapped and he fell?
Hiya!
I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay. Wait, that rope was around his leg. Head first. Oh my god.
Hello.
I don't care about you.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I will comment right after this.
Okay.
I will tell you about your progress.
Expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well. Let's just press on ahead.
I love Chiaki.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
Oh well.
Just
whatever.
in case. Just in case.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building
I love
structure.
Chiaki.
Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
Yeah, he fell on top of the pillar, making it crumble.
By the way, everyone called him Nekomaru until Chiaki was just like, he's Mekamaru.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment.
What I've been
I don't
seeing,
wanna
only
die
she's
either.
been calling him Nekomaru.
What's up?
What happened to the bastard who kept
I
saying
think
how
only
much
she
they
was
didn't
calling
mind
him
dying?
Nekomaru.
Yeah.
He's right. There was a time when
She's
I
a
thought I could
genius.
become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
Mr. Incredible.
Forcibly
Murder is
sacrificing
murder.
others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! Really waterfall?
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
I see! That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now. The elevator is on the 1st floor. You can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
When the elevator is up, you can't go through the door.
It'd be impossible.
Then, after locking they moved the elevator and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget? As long as there's a moving object inside.
No, that's wrong. That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain, before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
I agree with that.
Nice! Dude, hell yeah.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Mekamaru with
Alright,
a wire while
Skips.
he was in sleep mode.
Yeah.
Give yourself a pat on the back. You were literally right on the money. I'm not even joking word from word. You were right on the money.
The doorknob to the 4th floor.
Galaxy.
I wonder if he was tied to a doorknob up in the air and then fell on his head. Sir?
With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And
Look at you, right on the money.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
He's been defending this
So
entire
what if they
case.
created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall. Even if they suspended Nekomaru from... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him up. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Allow me to cut through those words. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why... If something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so!
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey! Why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy. He gets off on this! So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too.
I see! Nekomaru fell to the floor. He ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See? I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Cause even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Taichi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know!
I can't choke on cock at a time like this. Cock, 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 cock.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No, that's wrong!
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No. I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
Ah, good one.
You're like, thank God.
Ah, fuck it.
I just got reverse spiked by a Ditto roar.
I like his dance moves.
Yes, they're grooving.
It's all coming together. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks had been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death. It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when you fell. It would have been a great clue.
Oh.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
If the time in the building, then we can only rely. The time of it's clearly 7.
In our time.
Are there any
You know what
clues
it
that
is?
If only I heard the sound when you fell.
Right in the hole.
I agree with that.
Nice. Nice,
That's
Thanos.
right. We should have heard the
Nice.
sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the fourth floor to the first, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru. If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Oh yeah.
Damn it! I see!
That's it. The killer
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Taichi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
I actually don't remember.
It was Komaeda. Cause like Kazuichi, Gundam, and Fuhiko's there.
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest,
You're
it's
so
not
close
just
to the
them.
end, dude.
The same goes for me
You're
too.
so close.
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
No. No.
No, you dread. Sorry, it's just the funniest thing. No, no. Oh my god, it just cracks me up. That's a big ass.
Yes.
No, no.
Ah, fuck.
Holy shit, dude. You're like, I got this.
Ah, fuck.
It's the revenge of the Sith.
I got it!
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation.
What about
I
Gundam?
actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent? Now then, you
What a
guys
little
must
bitch.
understand by now, right? The true identity
using
of
your-
Nekomaru's killer.
Are you using your
Hold on a
ultimate
sec.
reserve corps
Why does
student
that lead to
talent?
who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Wait. Are they saying it's Gundam? No. Are they? I actually don't know. What's a decisive factor they're talking about again? Juice?
Can't tell you.
I don't know what the context is. I forgot what the question.
Just. You can put it over.
Yep.
Crap! You're the only one!
Gundam?
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it,
You know, if I was in his place, it would just be my luck. I went to go take a piss, and I was just happened to be out there when it was ringing. He could just play it off, saying he was going to go piss. Like, I'm just saying.
There are no bathrooms in the tower.
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why.
Yeah, it's
You were staying
Gundam.
in a deluxe room.
It
You still went to
hurts.
the lab. Am I-
It hurts.
You have some sort of explanation,
So,
right?
Skibbs.
Yeah.
One thing
Gundam
this
probably couldn't
one thing this
return to his
game does
room
really
because of
well,
Fuyuhiko.
more exceptionally than any other Danganronpa game, is that it makes me feel emotions.
Me?
Like, the first one, it was like, oh, the mom story. And then the second one was like, oh, that's sad. I feel so sad for Fuyuhiko. And then the third one was just like, oh god, she's crazy. But like, this one's Gundam. So, just
Until the moment that alarm started ringing.
this one
right?
I was really torn up about because of the fact that it was Gundam. I grew so attached to Gundam, and then it's like, he's the murderer, and I'm like... And then once you listen to his motive, it's like, why?
You were in the house for that long.
I mean, not like why
If
for
you had
him,
left
but like,
earlier,
why did this have to
obviously
happen?
wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode. And tying him
I mean,
up with the
Kazuichi wasn't a bad guess, honestly.
The killer needed to be waiting for
I will
Nekomaru
show you a
to tell-
comparison
Like-
after this.
I will say, the clue that gives it away that it's him, it's not very defining. It is a clue, yes, but it's not hard proof.
Yeah, it's not hard proof. Like, it's something that you have to figure out. They didn't want to make it obvious, but they did give you enough clues to where you could have figured it out beforehand.
Yeah, but It would have just been my luck if I would have done that, and I just would have pissed. Then everyone's just like, it's you. You heard it. Because
like,
you're in the deluxe room. And I'm just like, I took a piss.
Like,
Why?
one of the clues that you got at the beginning was that Kameda couldn't hear the alarm, but everyone else could. And it's kind of weird that Gundam could, because he's in the deluxe room. So, like, it's not so obvious to where it would give it away and make the case easy, but, like...
The killer was already at the tower.
It is a decisive clue that would make you suspect Gundam.
Also, what if one of his hamsters was annoyed by the noise or something?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
so, like,
there's a lot...
so that's why it's not
fake.
That's why it's not a decisive clue, but it does make him suspicious, though. That's what I'm saying.
It's very vague.
But I don't see that as a problem, though. Like,
was at the lounge.
that's what I'm saying. It's a clue that makes him suspicious and makes him a suspect, but it's not a clue that gives him away.
The killer should have returned to their room.
That's why I think
before
it's
the
fine.
alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to
And plus,
stay in
it's
their
not
room.
just that they're
They
accusing him
weren't
of. There's
planning
like
to
other
come out
stuff
and go
that
to
proves
the
that
lounge.
he did it.
Which means
So, like-
they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the
hang on.
rumbling sound,
Hang
thus
on.
proving they were in the room.
I have a lot less time in the morning than I did last week. About a lot. Yeah, better than shit.
So what's going on?
But yeah, I won't be able to drive many places tomorrow. My mom will be like picking me up and stuff, so if you want to meet me, okay, but I might.
I can't meet you, though.
Oh yeah, work. I forgot. Oh well.
I gotta work tomorrow. When do you get back, by the way?
Yeah. My last class gets off at like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I got work from 11:30 to 6:30.
Okay.
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge
So if I
had
don't
gone
stop
and
to
checked
eat, I'll
the
be home by
deluxe room.
6:45ish, and if I do stop to eat, I'll be
After
home by
all,
like
If they
7:45ish.
personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
And then we hang out with Kelly the next day.
I was in the lounge. So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Really could have just been in the bathroom. An easy scapegoat that people would believe.
There's the problem. There are no bathrooms.
I've seen them. I can't access them because Hajime never shits or pisses.
Wait, did you actually like run to the bathroom?
I tried to go into the bathroom, but it just didn't work. There are bathrooms.
Oh really? Like every playthrough, I never noticed a bathroom in this.
There's bathrooms. In games, I always notice the bathrooms because everywhere I go, I need to take a piss. Like, just imagine just like having like stomach ache or have to go eat spot or something. Then some murder happens and you're just being accused because you just had stomach problems. Just taking a fat dump and you're just like, you're the killer. I'm like, god damn it, I was just trying to take a dump.
It looks like he's trying to eat it. I keep shaking.
Yurihiko, don't eat the clock.
And then Kazuichi's like, that's mine! I want that!
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out.
Bathroom.
That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this. Including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction, how many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. You are Gundam Tanaka. Do you think Kadaka didn't think that far ahead? Do you think Tanaka didn't think that far ahead, sir?
That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
I would respond to this. That's just how my luck is sometimes.
I'm not the ultimate
I'm
lucky
being suspected
student.
by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
You're Gundam.
I see. You're still holding out.
You're
Well,
Gundam.
You don't have to admit it.
He literally made the same
We're going to
excuse.
decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway.
Skips.
So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting?
You're Gundam.
It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
You are Gundam. You made the exact same
This class
excuses.
trial is killing. It's merely the opening act.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it?
Hmm?
At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
He whips out his dick and he just starts pissing everywhere. I couldn't go to the bathroom because of you.
They're just like, he's right. He's innocent. He's pissing on
Pissing
me.
over them.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption.
I can't wait for me to fail the fucking game.
In fact, I shall
Yes,
deny the very
I really hope
basis.
you fail it
Your
again.
assumption
I want
has
you to
been
fail
wrong
all of
since
them.
the
Don't do it on
beginning.
purpose, because it's funny that you don't do it on purpose.
Based on your assumption,
I want you to fail all of them. Oh no, instead it was at
From
69%.
the 4th floor of the tower, and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, he wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
Did he just kill me at 40? It wasn't even a spike 2, it was a forward smash.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was
Let me see your bullets.
broken at
I
Grape
think it's an
House.
absorb.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan
You
to
are
lecture? Why don't
smart.
we stop this already?
You have learned. Hey, you know what's great about the third game?
That elevator
There's
was
no absorb bullet.
the only means of travel between the two houses.
No, that's
Isn't that
wrong.
great?
Yes.
No,
I want you to
there
play
should
the
have been
third game
another
so
way to
badly,
move
but there's
between
also
the two
like
houses
the
without the elevator.
anime and the Ultra Despair Girls thing.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask
Third
the
game is my
person who
favorite.
actually
It's the
used
best
that
one.
method?
It's so fucking good. And the mechanics and trial are like the best. But like, you gotta play the games. Gotta play the other ones first. It hurts me.
He did.
Wait, what was the question?
Oh, who used trapdoors?
You're the only
like
one!
Kazuichi.
Because he's a trap.
Nagito?
He's a shark
You
with a
should
dick.
know. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that.
At least my boy
right?
lasted longer.
You're like, I thought he was the killer, but thank God. But no, my boy's gonna die, and I know you like Gundam too.
Yeah.
You didn't win this battle. You still equally lost.
There's a secret passage
We almost
connecting the
wore
first floor of
together.
Strawberry House.
we almost
There's a
forced
bond that
together.
cannot be broken.
Isn't that
I think you
right?
have Gundam's thong.
Jeez.
Yeah, you do have his thong.
Once again,
So you did
You're
wear
right.
thongs together.
there's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of
Oh, wait,
Strawberry
Skibbs.
House.
Yeah.
I just realized why Kazuichi wouldn't let you hang out
After
with
I
him.
opened the door and
Why?
went down,
Because you already wore swimsuits together. That's why.
surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
The ability I have equipped!
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated. If you value your life,
No!
stop with your scrutiny.
You skipped things.
Stop.
It was just an accident.
He was like, it's a great line.
You say?
No, you missed it. Go back to the dialogue. Oh wait, no, he didn't say that yet. Never mind.
I thought I read all.
Don't make me
Okay,
angry.
sorry.
You
It's not
wouldn't
yet.
like me when
I love it when he goes, that's a great line. It's like, what? He didn't say anything good. He did it before to where he's just like, do you have a rebuttal? Do you have a rebuttal? That's a great line. Oh man, I love Gundam. Even if he's a murderer.
I don't know any.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own reason. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion.
Allow me to cut through those words! The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in the funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
I feel you, man.
Me with watching.
Like we both went the same way.
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get.
I think you'll get this one. I don't think you're gonna mess up this one.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Don't jinx me.
Dude, if you mess up this one, I lost all faith in you.
Don't jinx me.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet. I won't let you! For the
Instant.
Instant. I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire!
Let's go. You wanna fight, Gundam?
Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily? This is the end!
I got it. I got one.
I'm just like, there's no way you're gonna get this wrong.
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck.
on the meat bone. Boom bam sword back. What was the other one?
Yeah, look at
Prize bonus theater. And then you failed afterwards.
As long as you have the power of the hamsters,
Monokuma was just fed up with you pressing out.
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
If you would have gotten this wrong,
It'd be
Monokuma would have
impossible
just
for
shut
a
off the
normal
game.
hamster. But it would. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? say. With your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Mechamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
Yeah, it's Gundam. He's the killer. Oh, that hurts. It really fucking hurts. Have fun. Have fun killing Gundam, you monster.
Yeah, you did it too.
No, you did it. Oh, you're playing the game. You killed Gundam. It doesn't fit. You know what's funny, Skips?
What?
I like how, like, you had a similar reaction to Nico B, to where he was just like, what, Gundam? Really?
here's everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room.
Okay, so
This
skips.
means the killer discovered the secret of the
So,
funhouse
unless I
faster
got
than
my
anybody
Incineroar,
else.
wow,
That secret being, Strawberry House and
well,
Grape
you're
House
going
are
through
actually
this,
the same building.
and he's almost at level 50, and he can basically shield break me with 2 hits.
Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Great Tower for a specific reason.
And I'm only using fighting. There's no spirits involved.
There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m. By that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Great Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Great Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night on the back of Nekomaru's neck.
The line always receives that. But the power of
This forced him
hamsters.
to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out.
This.
The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
What? Is that portrait?
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Sonia was the killer, I get half a point.
So it was like half a point.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right please? Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
I'd be quiet, so I'll just like... Either you read it, I'll just read it in my head.
Just read it quietly.
Oh. It'll be bad if I bit my tongue again. Lost. Judging from the results, you guys are correct once again, getting a in a row without getting any. This is splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed Robotic and Nekomaru was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Yay, I said that without biting my tongue.
It's ASMR Danganronpa.
No, I said we decided to kill her.
Hold on. It's true that the class trial is finished, but it doesn't mean the incident's over. We can't finish until we hear it from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so whatever you
Fall, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to the one who was lost? The loser merely leaves. It would be necessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what you would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct?
How
You guys made Nekomaru powerless without... You said I made Nekomaru powerless without me fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake.
fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. It's because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This too must
He was
be the
trying to
will of
cling to life.
causality.
There are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean, explain? Fine then, I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say, I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instinctively understood the situation. We had ourselves to stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, then it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose to fight. He chose a fight that risked his life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked his life and death?
Let me tell you
He was
this.
serious, too. He gave it his all trying to kill me.
Huh?
Hmm? If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would have never known why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see
Nobody
it!
would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves free from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
This is good though.
That is...
Why'd you fight? We're all friends. Why could you stop this? Even if both sides agree, it's still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell
However,
you this.
I must say this. What's the point in living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. It is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation.
Alright, just waiting until us to wait until we started. Okay, that plot line.
Fall, my
Ever since we were locked inside the building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing was born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch,
Giving
you
up
will
on life,
die.
that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term dog-eat-dog? Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lives span engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf
If a
this
world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy towards life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is an arrogance of humanity.
You.
Are you saying all that to justify what you did? But it sounds like Oh, that's you.
Oh, but it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
I made you read that.
That man. Oh wait, that's Gundam. That man. That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I betrayed you all, that is the absolute truth.
Fall.
But even so, do you think it's better to alternately slowly starve to death here?
Oh.
That belief is why you committed your crime?
You...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but Compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was a mere child's play.
Well?
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name is
Because who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools. Not in a million, not in 100,000 billion years in the name of my pandemonium, and it's impossible.
I have his underwear.
Ruin the moment by saying I have his underwear.
He's like, okay,
but, like,
you won.
Here's kind of the sad part, though. Like,
What?
not only is it sad that Gundam's the murderer because he's like one of the best characters, and I don't want him to die. But it's also sad because, yeah, he saw everyone basically give up on life, which is like against his philosophy. And he saw like everyone's ever since they were stuck in there, everyone was giving up on life. Everyone was like thinking they were hopeless and they couldn't do anything. So, like, he hated that. And he's like, why y'all just freaking like giving up, just waiting to die? So he basically did this, basically sacrificing himself so everyone could live on and not give up on life. But yet, even though they figured him out, he's not taking credit for it. He's still keeping up this evil persona, playing the villain.
You said the wrong one.
He has hamsters. He's a furry. I don't think... Did I stutter?
No.
But it's kind of sad because, like, he did sacrifice himself for others by being a murderer. That's also why, like, when he was being accused of murder, he didn't resist that much. And, like, he did this to sacrifice himself to let others live. And he's not even taking credit for it. He's still playing the role of the villain. Now, let us get rid of this foolish talk. This is time. It's about time the fun started.
Yes, indeed.
Yay, got it. I have a very special punishment for the ultimate breeder. Come to knock.
Please wait!
Please wait, it's just too much.
I beg of you!
Please, Monica, please help Gundam.
Huh?
Miss Sonia.
I beg of you!
Please, I beg of you.
How pitiful.
An act as undefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam. It's fine to start for it. Yeah, it was you.
Were you? Right.
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind, however.
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
He has one of the best stats, though.
What's up?